Yes, students. Now we will start with a new chapter, that is chapter 7. I have divided this chapter into three parts. That is, we will learn three different topics in this chapter, guys. That is TDS, first one, tax deducted at source. Then, second one is TCS, not Tata Consultancy Services. It is tax collected at source. Last topic would be advanced tax. All three we will be learning in the same chapter, but just let us learn it separately, guys. Okay. So the first topic which we would be taking up now is TDS. Very important topic, guys. From your exam point of view also it is important. Also, when you guys want to go for an articleship or want to join for an articleship, in the interview, normally the questions would be asked on TDS topic or PGBP like that. I'm not telling they will not ask on other topics, but the most important targeted area would be TDS or a PGBP and all. And also, there are many people who are working in this field. And whenever you are working, or whether you are doing any business, or assume you are starting practice, you are supposed to know, when I am paying to someone, am I supposed to deduct TDS or not? Because most of the payments, what you are doing it day in, day out, you are supposed to deduct TDS on it. If not, you will be penalized. You will be penalized. So, as a payer or as a person who is doing business or profession, you guys are bound to know this provisions. So, what is it? We will start. So, before I go through this provision, guys, I will just try to explain. First, we will learn the basics of TDS, then we will get into in detail. Okay. Now, see, we have learned a general rule in first chapter. What is it, sir? Income earned, that is as per section 4, general charging section. Income earned in the previous year is chargeable to tax in the assessment year. Correct? Total income of a person earned in the previous year is chargeable to tax in the assessment year. So they made us to believe that if I earn an income in previous year, I need to pay tax in assessment year. Sir, is it fully true? No. Why? Because they will collect the tax in the previous year itself in one or the other form. That is either TDS, TCS, or advance tax. If anything is still pending, then I need to pay that in the assessment year as self-assessment tax. Clear? So general statement is income earned in previous years chargeable to tax in assessment year. And even for that, few exceptions was there, where income earned in previous year is chargeable to tax in previous year itself. Now, in this chapter, whatever we are learning, TDS, TCS, and advanced tax, actually, these are nothing but income tax itself. It is a part of income tax. When are we paying it? In the previous year itself, either directly or indirectly. We are paying it in the previous year itself. That means income earned in the previous year, is it getting taxed in the previous year itself? Yes, but maybe not fully, partly. Why? Because the TDS to be deducted is 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%. But assume I'm supposed to pay tax at 20%, 30%. Then the remaining I need to pay. Clear? Sir, why this concept? Because government also should run throughout the year. If they wait till assessment year, how will they run the show for full year? So every month, every quarter, they need some revenue to run the show. So they are collecting TDS, TCS monthly, whereas advance tax quarterly, guys. And the concept of this is simple. They are telling pay as you earn. As and when you earn every month or every quarter, you give me a share. That is what the government is telling it. Is that clear? And TDS is like, I am not paying it directly. Assume you are paying me some 5 lakh rupees on which you are supposed to deduct TDS. So you will deduct TDS from my money and give it to the government. It is as if I paid. As if I paid. By doing this, what are they trying to do? They make me mandatory to disclose my income. Because you assume you are paying me 5 lakh. Now you want to claim that as an expenses. So if you want to claim that as an expenses, you have to deduct TDS and remit it to the government. If not, 5 lakh will not be allowed as expenses for you. Okay, at least for that you will deduct TDS from my amount and pay. Assume TDS is 10%. So you will deduct 50,000 and give me only 4 lakh 50. But what is my earnings? 5 lakh. Sir, what about 50,000 which is deducted? You will remit it to the government? Yes. It is as if I have paid 50,000 to the government. So from my total tax liability, we will reduce 50,000. We will reduce 50,000. Remaining, if any, I need to pay it. I need to pay it, guys. Hope you are understanding. Indirectly, government is collecting from me. They are not asking me to pay directly, but they are telling the person who is paying me, they are asking, please deduct so much and give it to us. And this is to ensure also, this is to get revenue throughout the year, one thing, and TDS has to be deducted and remitted every month. Okay. Sir, and one more important thing. One thing is to get the continuous flow of revenue to the government. The other thing is they're making me that I am disclosing my income. Now, when TDS is deducted on my income and it is remitted to the government, now government already know that I have earned 5 lakh. You would have already given the information to the government telling, sir, for this person I paid 5 lakh, I have deducted 50,000 TDS, I have remitted it to you. You already given the details in TDS returns. And my PAN also will be mentioned in the TDS returns. Automatically it is captured for me that I have earned 5 lakh, on that TDS deducted is 50,000. So is it mandatory for me to disclose that income? Yes. So this is actually a pure, clear game played by the government. Obviously, it is a very good move, because if not, assume you are not deducted TDS and you have given me 5 lakh, you are also claimed as an expenses. Will everyone disclose this as an income? May not. May not be. Many people may not disclose this as an income. They may not show that we have earned so much income. So for that, they have introduced this concept, which is a very good move by government. Okay, fine. Chalo. What is this concept? I will tell. Guys, see, if I have earned any income during the previous year, I would have paid tax in the previous year itself in either of this form. That is TDS, TCS, and advance tax. TCS advance tax I will take little later. Sir, is everyone supposed to pay advance tax? No. Only when your tax liability is more than certain amount, that is 10,000 or more, they are asking you to pay advance tax. Okay, we will focus on these two topics little later. I will not go in detail. Okay. So fine. So all these three we will pay it in the previous year. Yes. But then what do we do in the assessment year, sir? In the assessment year, previous year has come to an end. We know exactly how much income we have calculated. How much income we have earned. Calculate it. Calculate it. Then calculate tax liability on it by applying whatever rate is applicable to the assessee as per the respective scheme, default or optional. Compute your total tax liability, including surcharges, everything you calculate. Then whatever you have paid here, no, you will get a credit here. Means, should I pay it again, sir? No. Whatever I have paid here, we will get a credit, guys. We will get a credit. So what do we do? Credit means what? We will reduce it from our tax liability. Remaining, if any, if it is still positive, I should pay it as what? Self-assessment tax. When should I pay this? In the assessment year, before filing the returns. Before filing the returns, I should make sure that I will pay this and file my returns. Got it? So for this three, we will get a credit, guys. We will get a credit. Okay, sir. Fine. Let me try to explain it numerically. Now assume, guys, during the previous year, for whatever income I have earned, various people have deducted 1 lakh TDS totally. And they have collected TCS from me 20,000, and I myself has paid advance tax 1 lakh 50. Advance tax is what I should pay myself. It is not someone will collect from me or deduct from me. Oh, it's fine. Totally I have paid 2,70,000 in the previous year itself. Tax. Okay. Now in the assessment year, I computed my actual total income. It came to 20 lakh. On that, I applied whatever tax rate is applicable for me, including special income, normal income, everything I have considered. And I have just taken random figure, guys. Don't ask how you got 4 lakh. Total tax liability, I just consider it as 4 lakh. So this is what I should pay on my income of 20 lakh. But should I pay it fully now? No, sir. We already paid something in the previous year, which will be allowed as credit. So we will claim the credit of all that. Remaining is how much, sir? 1 lakh 30 positive figure. Should we pay this? Yes. We call it as what? Self-assessment tax or tax payable. Tax payable. When should I pay it? In the assessment year before filing the returns. And in the returns, I should also attach the proof of it. I have paid so much. I have paid so much. Got it? This is the possibility. Sir, what if by chance if I already paid more? Possibility is that also clear. What if I already paid more in the previous year? Then assume, guys, I have taken a second scenario. Last year, that is during the previous year, 2 lakh TDS has been deducted on my income. 20,000 TCS has been collected, and advance tax I myself has paid 2 lakh 50,000. Okay, sir. Totally 470. Then in the assessment year, I computed my total income, which came to 20 lakh. On that, the tax liability is coming to 2 lakh. And from that, 4 lakh. From that, I will reduce all this credit. We will claim all this credit, which comes to 4 lakh 70. So I will reduce it. Sir, I have already paid excess. How much? 70,000. I can claim a refund of it. And even to claim a refund, I need to file my returns. I need to file the returns, guys. Hope you understood. Hope you understood. So I'm just giving a background about TDS, because when we learn TDS, you will feel like, sir, I am paying in advance. What about that? Will I get a credit of it? Yes, credit in the sense simple. Next year, that is in the assessment year, when you actually calculate your income and tax liability, from that we will reduce TDS, whatever has been deducted, guys. If already excess is paid, I can claim a refund. No, sir, still shortage is there. Then remaining I need to pay and file the returns, guys. That whatever I pay, remaining amount is called SAT, self-assessment tax. Got it? Huh? Yes. Now let us get into the TDS topic. TDS topic. Yes. Guys, assume I am the payer, you are the payee. I am the payer means I have taken some goods from you, I have taken some services from you, so I need to pay for it. And you are the person who has earned the income from me. Why so? Because you have sold your goods or you have given your services to me. Let us take it as services. You have given a professional services for me, for which I am supposed to pay 10 lakh. So what is my expenses? 10 lakh. What is your income? 10 lakh. But now when before I pay, I need to check whatever I am paying, is it covered in any of the TDS sections? There are number of sections, guys, in TDS, which we will learn later, where they are told, if you are paying so and so expenses, please deduct so much TDS. For example, assume I am paying contract payment. They are told under section 194C, TDS has to be deducted 1%, 2%, like that. Or if I am paying a professional fees, section 194J has told, deduct TDS at 10%. Like that, there are number of sections where they are told, if you pay so and so expenses, means they have told nature of expenses. And they have also told threshold limit, more than 30,000, more than 1 lakh if you have paid, please deduct TDS of so much. Clear? Yes. So as a payer, it's my duty to check whatever I am paying, is it covered in any of the sections? Let me assume my payment is covered professional fee under the section 194J. Professional fees paid is covered under the head under section 194J. Okay, what I am paying is professional fee. So under section 194J, I am supposed to deduct TDS. How much, sir? 10%. On professional fee, TDS applicable is 10%, guys. Okay, sir. Fine. So before I pay 10 lakh to you, I need to deduct 10% TDS and pay the remaining to you. Yes, I agree. Now that means 10 lakh is your earnings. 10 lakh is my expenses. From that 10% I need to reduce and pay only remaining 9 lakh to you. Only remaining 9 lakh to you. And whatever 1 lakh TDS I have deducted, should I keep it in my pocket? No, no, that is not my revenue. Whose revenue? Government. I need to deposit. I need to deposit it with whom? Government. Within what time, sir? Within 7th of next month. For example, assume this payment I made to you in November, any day of November, from 1st November to 30th November, any day of November, I have deducted TDS. When should I remit it to the government? On or before 7th December, guys. On or before 7th December. 7th December is the deadline. You have to deposit it on or before that. Clear? Yes. Sir, what if I don't deposit? Then from 8th, it is for sure I have to pay 1 lakh, but along with interest. Along with interest. On 1 lakh, even interest will start from 8th if I delay, because I cannot play around with government money. It is government's money, government's revenue. Yes, sir. Now coming to few more things, guys. Now, for the payee, that is you, how much income you have earned from me? 10 lakh. But how much you received from me? 9 lakh. Guys, 10 lakh is called gross figure, that is before TDS. Whereas 9 lakh is called net figure, that is after TDS. While computing your income, it is an income for you. While computing your income, you should consider 10 lakh, 9 lakh, 10 lakh. How much should you consider? 10 lakh. Sir, why, sir? What you have earned, we need to check, not what you have received. So in your total income calculation, you should consider 10 lakh as your income. You consider 10 lakh and you would have earned a number of incomes like this. Calculate total income. On total income, calculate tax liability by applying the tax rates. From total tax liability, you will get a credit of 1. Correct? Because you might think, sir, I have received only 9 lakh, but you are telling income is 10 lakh. What about 1 lakh? Guys, while calculating income, please consider full 10 lakh. But from the total tax liability, you will reduce 1 lakh. Because it is as if you have paid 1 lakh to the government. Okay, sir. Now, so for the payee, what is the figure, guys? Gross figure, which is 10 lakh. If by chance in the question, if they have given net figure, we need to gross it up. We need to take gross figure always while computing the income. Hope you remember in one place I had mentioned this. Yeah. See, normally they give gross figure, but if by chance if they have given net figure or income received is given or income net is given, in that case, what should you do? You need to gross it up. You need to gross it up, guys. Sir, how to gross it up? Simple. I will give you one simple thing, formula. Sir, how to calculate gross amount? Simple. Gross amount is equal to, if net amount is given or net amount received is given in the question, divide it by 100% minus TDS percentage. TDS percentage. For example, assume, let us take our own example. How much is the amount received, guys? Net amount 9 lakh divided by 100 minus what was the TDS rate which was deducted? 10%. 10%. So how much do we get? 9 lakh divided by 90%, which is 10 lakh. 10 lakh. Sir, net amount. NA stands for net amount. GA stands for gross amount. So what is that net amount? What I have received? Sorry, what you have received. So, but what you have earned, how do we calculate it? Simple. What you have received divided by how much you have received out of how much you have earned. How much you have received? 90% of what you have earned. Clear? So 9 lakh is 90% of what you have earned. How did we get 90%? 100 minus 10% TDS, which I have deducted. So 9 lakh divided by 90%, we will get 10 lakh. So at any point, guys, in the question, if they have given net amount or income received, please gross it up and take. How to gross it up? Simple. Net divided by 100% minus TDS rate. And TDS rate, in my example, I have taken 10%. And please be careful, there are different rates of TDS. 1%, 2%, 5%, 10%, 20% like that, or even 30%. Whatever is the rate of TDS, please consider that here. Please consider that here. Okay, so fine. Coming back. Now, also payer, silence. Payer, once he deduct and remit the amount to the government, he should also file TDS returns, which is quarterly. TDS returns he has to file quarterly in form number 24Q, 26Q, 27Q. Sir, what should he give the details? The payer has to give, this is quarterly. TDS has to be deducted monthly and remitted to the government. Every month, whatever payments I make, I have to deduct TDS, remit it to the government within 7th of next month. Okay, sir. Then what details should we give in this, sir? In the quarter, assume the first quarter, April, May, June, what all payments I have made, for whom I have made, what is their PAN? Payer should have collected the pay's PAN. That is a unique number for income tax purpose. So payer has to give in April, May, June, what all payments I made, to whom I made, how much TDS did I deduct, when did I remit it to the government. All these details has to be given in the returns. Clear? So based on that, government will give credit to whom? Pay. Even if I just log into my income tax portal and if I check AIS and TIS, AIS and TIS, that is my income information as well as tax information. This tax, whatever is deducted, will reflect in your returns. Sorry, will reflect in your AIS and TIS tax. Telling that you have earned 10 lakh from Vikas and he has deducted 1 lakh TDS, which you have got a credit. So can you reduce it from your tax liability? Yes, you can reduce it. Hope you are understanding. I repeat, once payer give the details of all the payments he has made and TDS deducted in TDS returns, it will auto reflect to the payee in his AIS and TIS counts. That is on the income tax portal. You can check it. Okay. Then, so this is TDS returns which has to be filed quarterly. Then the payer should also issue a certificate as a proof that whatever this 1 lakh has been deducted, no, what did he do with it? When did he deduct? When did he remit to the government? He has to give proof to the payee. Correct. Now, payee will be panic if not. Papa, assume I have deducted 1 lakh from you. You will be like, labo, sir, what did you do with that 1 lakh? Why didn't you pay me, anta? I have earned 10 lakh. You promised me to pay 10 lakh. But why are you giving me only 9 lakh? Now I explained, see, 1 lakh I am supposed to deduct, but still, somewhere that no trust. Sir, what did you do with that 1 lakh? I need to give some proof for you, na? That is in the form of Form 16, 16AA or 16A. telling, see, whatever I have deducted, I didn't enjoy that. I remitted to the government. See the proof. I will give it to you. And automatically it will also reflect to you as a credit pass. So you need not worry. But there are practical instances where people have deducted TDS but not remitted to the government. Clear? In that case, you have to follow up with them, telling, sir, please deposit. If not, I will not get credit in that. People have done like that in practical life. Very rare, but some people will be there, no, non-compliance, who are addicted to non-compliance. So what do? They will deduct TDS from your payment, but not remitted to the government. You are like, you are supposed to disclose the income, but you are not getting the credit. It will be like that. So you have to follow up and make sure that they are depositing it. Okay. Now totally for the payer, for me, 4 responsibility was there. What is it? Whenever I am making the payments, I need to check whether what I am paying, is it covered under TDS? If yes, I have to deduct TDS at the appropriate rate, remit it to the government. Then I should file TDS returns with the government. Then I should give a certificate to you, that is payee. Totally 4 responsibilities. Now my question is, why should I do all this? It is none of my business. It is none of my business. Why should I do? I am busy in my own business, in my own life. Why should I do all this? If I don't do all this, it is TDS responsibility, compliance responsibilities on whom? Payer. If I don't do, then I am called as, they will give me a title called assessee in default. Not a good title. Sir, very nice. Assessee in default. Am I covered in the assessee definition now? Yes, assessee in default. Deemed to be the assessee in default. Assessee definition, where is it given? Hey Akash, where is it given? 2 clause 7. 2 clause 7. What is the definition given in 2 clause 7? Assessee. Assessee. Okay. Now, as per that, one of the person covered there is deemed to be an assessee in default. A person who is deemed to be an assessee in default. Now, you are not becoming assessee because of your income, because of the violation you did. Okay. And moreover, whatever expenses I have paid, I cannot claim it as an expenses. I have paid 10 lakh to you without deducting TDS. Assume entire 10 lakh I paid to you without deducting TDS. Now 10 lakh is my expenses. I want to claim it under the 8PGBP. But will I be allowed to claim? No, I cannot claim. We have already covered this under the 8PGBP. Hope you remember it. Expenses are disallowed under section 40A1. 40A1, when is it applicable? If you are a non-resident or a foreign company, or if you are outside India, 100% disallowed. Next, 40A1A, that is if the payee is a resident in India, how much is disallowed? 30% is disallowed. Means out of 10 lakh, 3 lakh will be disallowed, remaining 7 lakh will be allowed. If TDS provisions are not complied within due date under section 139 subsection 1. Guys, please be careful, don't get confused. This we already covered under the head PGBP. And in TDS chapter, the due date to remit TDS is 7th of next month. Whereas in PGBP, they told, if you have not deducted TDS, or if you have deducted but not remitted to the government within the due date of filing the returns as given in section 139 subsection 1, which is either 31st July or 31st October or 30th November of assessment year, then for you expenses will not be allowed. How much expenses will not be allowed depends on whether the payee is a resident or non-resident. In India, outside India. If payee is a non-resident or a foreign company or outside India, then section 40A1 will get attracted, where 100% of the expenses will be disallowed. That is, assume in my case, I am payer, but you are outside India or you are a foreign company. Entire 10 lakh will be disallowed. I cannot claim it. What if you are a payee? Then 40A1A get attracted, where 30% of the expenses will be disallowed, because the highest rate in India is 30%. So they're telling 30% is disallowed. So how much out of 10 lakh, how much will be disallowed? 3 lakh. Remaining 7 lakh, will it be allowed? Yes. And we have also learned in these 2 sections. Sir, what if TDS is deducted and remitted after due date? You can claim whatever was disallowed last year will be allowed in the next year. Will be allowed in the next year. So one thing you have to take notice, what is the due date given here is different, whereas the due date of TDS is different. One more section was there, 40A3, where if salary is payable outside India, If TDS is not deducted or deducted but not remitted to the government, 100% of the expenses will be disallowed. If the amount is not deducted or remitted within the due date of TDS, that is as per section 40A3. I repeat, 40A3. If salary is payable outside India, if TDS is not deducted or is deducted but not remitted within the due date of TDS, then 100% of the expenses will be disallowed. That is as per section 40A3. Okay, fine. So this is the means case of payer. That is the responsibility of the payer. If payer tell, why should I do all this? Then you have to face all these consequences. And moreover, see, for you, you are called associate in default. Now, for you, expenses will not be allowed. And you need to pay this out of your own pocket. You need to pay this out of your own pocket. And obviously, there will be a delay. For the delay, interest, penalty, everything will be charged. And if the amount involved is huge, then free boarding and lodging also payer might get. Where free boarding and lodging? In jail. Imprisonment, in simple. Got it? Yes. So this is the concept of TDS, guys. I just wanted to explain in simple the concept of TDS. Yes. Now coming to the provisions. Payment of income tax. The Income Tax Act provides for collection and recovery of income tax in the following ways, namely, in what all ways the government or the department will collect taxes, that is income tax. First one, deduction of tax at source in respect of certain income. Next, advance payment of income tax before the assessment by assessee himself, that is in the previous year itself it will be paid. Then direct payment of income tax by the assessee on self-assessment. This is in the assessment year. And after the assessment is made by the assessing officer. Guys, TCS is not covered here, but even TCS also is a part of this. TCS both will be collected in the previous year only. Listen. This along with the TCS will be paid in the previous year itself. Whereas this, if by chance, if any amount is still pending, we will pay it as self-assessment tax. All this assessee has to do by himself. If he doesn't do, then assessing officer will pitch in. If he doesn't do what he is supposed to do, then the assessing officer will make him to do forcefully. That is by way of what? Assessment. See, income tax is completely self-assessment, guys. Self-assessment means I need to calculate my income, I need to calculate my tax liability, pay the tax and file the returns. But if I don't do it properly, will the department let me go? No. They will pitch in, they will do the assessment on behalf of me and ask me to pay tax along with interest, penalty and all. And obviously there also, if the amount of default involved is more, then they may also put me behind bars. Okay. The total income of the assessee for the previous year is taxable in the assessment year, our general dialogue. But is it government following it strictly? No, sir. They are trying to collect taxes from me in the previous year itself in one or the other way. That is TDS, TCS or advance tax. For example, the total income for the previous year 25-26 is taxable in the assessment year 26-27. However, the income tax is recovered from the assessee in the previous year itself, though tax did through how? In the three form. Tax deduction at source, that is TDS in short. Next, tax collection at source, that is in short TCS. The last one is advance tax. Another mode of recovery of tax is from the employer through tax paid by him under section 192 subsection 1A on the non-monetary perquisite provided to the employee. Guys, Banu Prakash, be attentive. Now, if employee is earning salary income from employer, who should pay tax on it? Employee. But if employer come forward and tell, I will only pay tax on behalf of employee, can he pay it? Yes, he can pay it. He can pay it on behalf of the employee. Yes. Next, these taxes are deductible from the total tax due from the assessee. The assessee, while filing his return of income, has to pay self-assessment tax under section 140A. If tax is due on the total income as per his return of income after adjusting inter alia, that is TDS, TCS, relief of tax claimed under section 89, which we already discussed in salary chapter, tax credit claimed to be set off in accordance with the provisions of section 115 JD. We call this as AMT credit, which we are yet to cover. We will be covering it in the last chapter. And advance tax. Guys, simple. Whatever is paid in the previous year, no. Whatever is paid in the previous year, that is TDS, TCS or advance tax, we will reduce it from the total tax liability of the assessee. And even if he is eligible for any relief or credit, even that we will reduce here. Any relief or credit. Remaining, you need to pay it as what? Self-assessment tax. Direct payment, section 191. Section 191 provides that in the following cases, tax is payable by the assessee directly. When is it? In the case of income in respect of which tax is not required to be deducted at source, and income in respect of which tax is liable to be deducted but not deducted. Guys, simple. Now you have earned 5 lakh income on which TDS was not applicable. But is it your duty to disclose and pay tax on it? Yes. Just because TDS was not deducted on your income doesn't mean that you can escape from tax. It is your duty to disclose and pay tax on it. Second cases. On your income, I was supposed to deduct TDS, but I have missed out. Now, is it your duty to disclose that and pay the tax on it? Yes. Hope you understood. I repeat both the cases. You earned 5 lakh on which TDS is not at all applicable, but it is taxable. Should you disclose that income and pay tax? Yes, by yourself. Second case is, I paid you 10 lakh without deducting TDS, but TDS was supposed to be deducted on it. So I have missed out. Maybe I am an uneducated person. I didn't know about anything about TDS. I have missed out. Now, can you escape from tax? No. Now it's your duty. First duty is mine, which I have missed. Now it is your duty to disclose 10 lakh income and pay tax on it. Now you cannot take a protection telling, anyway, the payer didn't deduct, so don't ask me, go on. It is your income. If TDS was supposed to be deducted but not deducted, please disclose that and pay tax. In view of these provisions of section 191, the proceedings for recovery of tax necessarily had to be taken against the assessee whose tax was liable to be deducted but not deducted. Now, can department go forward to collect tax from you if I have failed to deduct TDS? Yes. Actually, they will target me, but assume I had missed out genuinely. Then in that case, can they come forward and collect tax from you? Yes, they have all the right. Now you cannot tell, no, go and ask that person, he didn't deduct, what should I do? Obviously, I was supposed to deduct from your income, no, which I have missed. Now, is it your duty also to disclose that and pay tax? Yes. In order to overcome this difficulty, the explanation to this section provides that if any person, including the principal officer of the company means whoever is the face of the company, like CEO or the president, like that, who is required to deduct tax, or an employer paying tax on non-monetary perquisite under section 192 subsection 1A, I will talk about this little later, does not deduct the whole or part of the tax, or after deducting fails to pay such tax deducted. Simple. I am the person who was supposed to deduct TDS but not deducted. Now I am called as what? Assessee in default. Such person shall be deemed to be the assessee in default. As per which section, guys? Hello, as per which section? 2 clause 7. 2 clause 7, which defines assessee. However, if the assessee himself has paid the tax, the provision will not apply. Now see, I was supposed to deduct TDS on 10 lakh, but I have not deducted. Now I have violated the TDS provisions. Yes, I will be called as what? Assessee in default. But if you, very genuine person, you yourself disclose 10 lakh income, pay tax on it and file the returns. The day you file the returns, I will be stopped by the name called assessee in default. I will no more be called as assessee in default. Is that clear? Yes. Yes. The provisions relating to TDS, TCS and advance tax is covered in this chapter. First, we are mainly focusing on TDS, guys. Tax, deduction of tax at source. Whatever I just now explained the concept. See, there are number of sections to learn, but as of now, we are focusing on the concept of TDS. I've already explained here when TDS means how the concept of TDS will work. So we have some few explanation with respect to that. We will see. Tax deducted at source, that is TDS, as the very name implies, aims at collection of revenue at the source of income. That is, whenever you have earned income, the government will come forward to collect tax from that. It is an effective way of collecting taxes which combines the concept of pay as you earn and collect as it is being earned. Now, who has earned it? You. So you need to pay, but on behalf of you, what I am doing? I am deducting and giving it to the government. Or if it is a TCS, we call it as collecting and remitting it to the government. Okay. So as and when you have earned 10 lakh in this month, miss, they're asking you to pay tax on that 10 lakh in this month. May not be. See, guys, please be careful. TDS rate is not actual tax rates. Actual tax rates might be different. Slab rates are applicable to the individual. Correct? That is why I told you. See, if there is any difference, either shortage or excess, we will adjust it when? In the assessment year. Because TDS deducted is not the final payment of tax. It is just collected in advance or deducted in advance. 1%, 2%, 10% TDS deducted means, sir, is that a final payment? No, 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 no. They're just telling we are collecting it in advance in the previous year. You claim the credit for that in the assessment year, and if anything is there, please pay it. So, while calculating this 4 lakh, what rates did we apply? The rate which we learned in tax rate chapter 2.1. We learned tax rates applicable to the assessee. No, by applying that on total income, we need to calculate tax liability. From that, you reduce all this, whatever has been already deducted or collected in the last year. And remaining, if any, please pay it. Clear? Because some people may believe that on my income TDS is deducted means I already paid full tax, I will not file returns or I will not pay any more tax on that. No, 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 no. Government didn't tell TDS is a final payment. They are just trying to get it in advance. Remaining, if any, you have to pay it. Sir, what if I have paid extra also? I can claim a refund, which we also discussed. Okay. Its value lies in the fact that it provides the government with a continuous flow of funds and at the same time eases the burden on the taxpayer. They're telling it will also reduce my burden. Why, sir? Simple. Guys, if they don't collect tax monthly or during the previous year, in the assessment year, I have to arrange for 4 lakh to pay tax, where it might be difficult for me to arrange so much funds. So when I'm paying it bit by bit in the form of TDS, TCS or advance tax, even my burden would be reduced. Similar to EMI concept. Okay, my total payment to be paid to the department as tax is 4 lakh, but they are deducting or collecting it in the installments in the name of TDS, TCS or advance tax. The concept of TDS requires that the person on whom the responsibility has been cast, who has the responsibility of deducting TDS, guys? Payer. We call him as payer, is to deduct tax at prescribed rates as required under this chapter. The tax so deducted shall be deposited to the credit of central government within the stipulated time. What is that stipulated time, guys? Standard date is 7th of next month. Few exceptions are there, but standard date is 7th of next month. The recipient from whom income tax has been deducted at source is called as what? You are called as what? In my example, I am called as payer. You are called as what? Payee. Gets the credit of the amount deducted in his personal assessment on the basis of certificate issued by the payer. So you will get the credit of 1 lakh. You will get the credit of 1 lakh based on the certificate issued by me to you. Okay. Tax is deducted only if the amount is taxable in the hands of receiver or payee. Now, guys, when should payer deduct TDS? Only if the whatever I am paying you, if it is taxable for you. Assume I am paying you 2 lakh, which is exempt in your hands. Should I deduct TDS? No, not required. I repeat, whatever payer is paying, if it is exempt in the hands of payee as per Income Tax Act, should the payer deduct TDS? No, the payer should not deduct TDS, guys. Okay. So TDS under various sections we need to cover, okay, which we will do in detail later. First, if you want to make a note of all this, you can just make a note, guys. If you understand the concept, then the topic becomes easy. Or the concept behind the topic, if you know, then it becomes very easy, guys. I have also given 2 examples numerically. Then even if net amount is given in the question, how to gross it up, I have given you. GA stands for gross amount, NA stands for net amount. How to find the gross figure when net figure is given in the question. Then also this one. This chart you can make a note of.